You
I'm
look
trying to
cozy.
wear. Well, I'm trying to wear as much clothes as possible on this because you wore as few
As
clothes
few
as
clothes as possible
possible on
last
the
week. Yeah.
last. This is the start of the episode.
Excellent.
The fucking start of the episode.
Way to kick things off, Mike. Do you have another overrated, underrated for us this week?
I don't. I'm unprepared because normally I would do that on Monday or on Tuesday during the day, but today we're recording a day early, so we're gonna have to go back to winging it. I do feel like that added something to the last episode.
That was great. That was good.
Yeah. It's nice to be prepared.
Okay, underrated, overrated. People that I don't recognize making disparaging videos about concrete edging and then supporting trolls that fucking make ludicrous comments about other people's business they don't know. Like I felt like an idiot because I didn't know who that guy was. I don't know if I've never seen that fucking guy before in my life. People are like, "What do you mean you never seen that guy?" I'm like, no, I've never seen that fucking guy. I don't know who he is. I'm like, it's making idiotic videos. I'm launching a series where I'm gonna do real life videos of chains and patios. I'm gonna go to patios and I'm gonna put a chain on them because that's what you do in real life.
A
Is you put a
chain?
chain? You see the video of the guy
I
putting
didn't
the
see the
chain?
video. No.
You should look it up.
I'm not the only one here. Explain a little bit, please, so that
Oh,
we
you
can get
didn't
some
see it, Chad?
contact.
That was
never saw
that
the
was
video?
all in the group chat there. It was
Yeah, but I didn't watch the video, and I must have missed it. And
I
then
didn't watch it. I just participated in the comment. I didn't watch the fucking video.
I didn't even participate
Fuck
in
the
the
video.
comments. No,
I don't
like
need context.
This guy that everyone apparently knows named Phil that has something to do with Pave Tool, whatever that is. Fucking, I guess they're not sponsoring the fucking podcast now. He made this video where he wrapped a chain around some pavers that had concrete, like on some kind of a weird box, maybe like his dresser from home. I'm not sure. And he put the pavers there and he put some concrete edging behind them. And then he threw a chain around them and yanked them forward and said, concrete edging sucks ass, basically. Well, something to that effect. I don't,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, and I actually didn't have a problem with the video because he has some other kind of hybrid edging that he was pulling on the chain and the edging wasn't moving. But and whatever the guy, I thought the video was in bad taste or whatever. Like, I don't think that criticizing someone else's product to make yours look better is ever a good look. But hey, everyone does their own marketing. But then there was this like troll guy in the comments
Yeah.
who was like, yo, you don't know how to run a fucking business if you are using edging. So I just started taking some shots at him. And the people who own the account did nothing about any of it. And then I wrote a thing saying they responded to every single comment on that thread, except for me. And I wrote a comment saying, whether your edging is better or not, you should delete this idiot from the thread and his commentary, or you paid him to do this shit, or you at least support his idiocy. And they never commented back to me. But whatever. Like, the whole thing was idiot. I honestly don't know even why I got fucking involved in it. I've never seen this guy before. I've never seen his shit before. I have no fucking clue who he is. And one of my guys tagged me in the video. Originally, that's how I saw it. And then it was in the How to Hardscape thread, like the chat. But originally I saw it because one of my guys tagged me in the video saying, LOL, this guy's a moron, basically. And I was like, looking at the video going, wow, whatever, it's in bad taste. And then, some people commented saying, well, I'll just keep the edging style I use. And then this guy was like belligerently attacking them. And I guess I was just bored or I needed something to pay attention to briefly. So I attacked him. I didn't attack him. I don't know if I attacked him. Whatever. I wrote funny, what I conceived to be funny, but someone else might have viewed. He called me a clown. And I'm like, well, obviously, have you seen my account? What are you going to say to me to make me feel bad? I rewatched the video, and today, for some reason, I don't remember why. I think because I was thinking about making some parody videos of the situation with the chain and the. I
Shane.
was thinking about like chaining like some pavers to our triaxle dump truck with some concrete edging and going, holy fuck, concrete edging does not stand up to being pulled by a triaxle dump truck. And this is the kind of shit that happens. This shit with the chain yanking the pavers, this is the kind of shit that happens in everyday America, apparently, in backyards. Like, I don't live in America. So, like, here in Canada, there's almost no incidents that I know of someone coming into a backyard, wrapping a chain around the patio, and yanking it 3 feet. Now, maybe that happens in Cornwall.
No. Easy now. So
I'm just saying.
you're saying in America
According to
and
this,
in Cornwall, your patio is more likely to be stolen. Is that
no,
what
he's
you're
not
saying?
stealing it. He's just
the border. Just the border.
He's showing every day what happens to a patio. Like day in, day out in America, chains are getting wrapped around patios and they're getting pulled constantly. Day in, day out in America, apparently. Like I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck's going on here. And then the Americans in the chat thought I was like trolling them because I never heard of this person. I was like, no, seriously, I don't know who this fucking dude is. I've never. And equally, the guy might not know who I am. I have no assumption on the other side that the guy knows or gives a shit about me. He doesn't care about me. And obviously he doesn't care about, or he pays people to troll on his account, which I actually looked up because I was like, I don't know, what is this account? And they have like 20,000 followers on that account. So whatever it is, obviously a lot of people follow it. They must enjoy. I did notice that if you tuck a pencil under your hat on a weird angle and wear a fucking huge tape measure, it makes your weird chain test way more legit. Like,
but that makes everything more legit, really.
Way more. Like you got to get the pencil on the right angle, tucked in your hat, and you like the tape measure this motherfucker is wearing. I think it would break my back. It's got to be like, I mean, it's the States, so it's probably like a 300-foot ultra stiff tape. I mean, it's fucking huge. I'm like, this guy's legit, man. Look at the tape measure this motherfucker wears. Obviously, he knows what he's talking about. Like, we're never getting, what's the company called that guy runs?
Pave Tool. In their defense, they make good tools. They've got some great tools in their lineup.
I don't think they're going to sponsor our podcast.
There's no way.
I don't even care what, like, I was more like, hey guys, like, you have potential clients in this thread that might use your edging, and you're letting them get fucking trashed by this loser who admittedly is like meeting, like in the thread, he writes, hey man, I was just really drunk. And I'm like, I'm glad you're meeting every fucking landscaper stereotype on the planet. I'm a drunk troll with a privatized account talking about how sick my landscaping is and how shit yours is. I'm like, how you could like not at least comment. If you're a legit company, if you're an actual legit company, you comment in that thread and you say, hey, buddy, we don't agree with what you're saying here. Our edging is superior. But I guess when you got a pencil tucked in your hat and you're wearing a 5,000-pound tape measure, you think that guy's cool as fuck. And it's awesome that he's fucking ripping your potential clients apart. I guess that's the way you roll. I don't know. I don't think me and this guy are ever going to be friends. I feel sad.
I think you meet him at
H&A,
North America.
Yeah, we should send you down there just for that confrontation.
Andy said he would pay for the trip, just so I can.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I have enough tape measure to go to H&A. I don't think I have enough tape. I don't think I have enough tape measure. I don't have enough on me. I don't think we sell tape measures big enough. I got to go to Texas, where the real tape measures are. If I'm gonna whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna, like, in my contracts, I'm gonna start saying like, hey, do you plan on yanking on this patio with the chain? Because if you do, I gotta charge you extra for the hybrid edging. Like, because that edging is supposed to be super expensive. Someone said, I don't know, I've never heard of it before. I made the point that if this guy had DM'd me, hey, bro, can you buy my edging and try it? I would have been like, sure, man, where do I get it? I would have tried his fucking edging. And if it was a better system than what I'm currently using, I don't care how much it costs. If it's better, I would buy it. But now I'll never buy a fucking thing from these fucking idiots. Like, like because I'm like, I don't know. It's anyways. I'll probably get sued now.
Well, I've never tried this hybrid edging, and I'm
They have a-
quite happy with my current regular concrete edging.
Do
So
they have a
I'm on
a
either side.
podcast?
Pave tool? No, they do not. No.
Oh, because they should start one. Then they can talk about how I don't know anything.
Maybe we
I
should
gotta-
invite them on this podcast.
Don't
That would be great. Like
To bury
settle
the
this
hatchet?
beef. You know, like let's
Settle the
bury
be-
this hatchet.
I was watching this TikTok today about Drake having a beef with some other rapper. And I was like, man, I wonder if I could have like a beef with these people. Like maybe that would be good for business.
It would be.
Someone, Caleb made the point to me today that regardless of what anyone thinks of the video, it generated a lot of buzz about this guy's edging.
Yeah.
It's true, right? Like no advertising, bad advertising. And then I was like, man, did I like contribute to this guy's fucking because I participated in it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the
Should've-
comments look good, right? For the algorithm. So the amount
Yeah,
of
they
comments
do.
you were leaving, plus that other guy, that must have made that video just go off.
Probably. Fuck. I promoted the stupid ass video. That's the story of my whole life there. Like, right there. I'm like, can I have a beef with them? Like, I don't know. Am I allowed to?
Yeah, absolutely.
you can.
I think we need that for this podcast. We need these numbers to pop off. So whether we start a beef with Pave Tool or with the Kid Contractor podcast or Mulder Life podcast, I invite it. Let's go.
Beef with the Mulder. Oh. So that was what happened to me this week was that I apparently started a beef with these people. I don't know. Maybe they looked into me and they were like, maybe they didn't respond to my commentary because they looked into me and were like, this guy's a fuck show. we should probably not engage with this guy because nothing positive. And what are they going to say bad about me that I haven't already done or said about myself? They're going to be like, don't follow this guy. He brings no value. Hands up. I already said that. Yeah, you're right, dude. Totally right. This guy doesn't take anything seriously. Hey, oh, yeah, absolutely, man. Like, probably 8 years going on now, not taking anything I post. Like, what are they going to say about me that, like, he's fat? Well, I'm aware I exist in this body. You know, like, I don't, like, yeah, he failed several times at about 100 different things and broadcasted all over social media. Yeah, hands up. I don't what are they going to say about me? I guess it's not a winning fight. So they didn't take it on me, or maybe they just have something better to do and they don't give a shit about me. That's disappointing. I would have. Maybe we should go to H&A now, like surprise, fly down there.
When is it? A couple weeks, eh?
No, this week.
Tomorrow.
Holy
Oh, it's
Christ.
tomorrow.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't make it.
Yeah, Wednesday is the first. Thursday. Oh, tomorrow's Tuesday. Fuck, I don't know what day it is. I think the hardscaper, the influencer. I mean, we should be at the influencer thing as far as I'm concerned.
Next year.
Powerful. We're powerful people in the hardscape community here. Powerful people. Like I just saying. They're having like the hardscaper meetup, and then there's the actual show, and then they're having influencer live, and it actually seems like it'd kind of be fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I bet it would be
a
great.
good
Yeah.
fucking time. I bet it's awesome.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of events. Although these people don't understand what it's like to go to an LO Congress.
Those
Yeah,
are
that's
okay,
right.
I guess. We've been to, I don't know, 5 of them now. They quit them for how many years? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
I would say that probably the best 3 were the ones where I was speaking. Just saying.
I have
Those ones
never been to an
like-
event there. Like,
I've never been to a speaker. I've
Yeah.
only been to like the showroom floor.
Thanks, guys.
hey, I walk around and I look at the cool stuff. That's it. But I've never been to.
We
An
should have an
event.
influencer live event at LO Congress.
Do you think
We
we can get
should.
one?
something like this.
Well, I think we just make up our own.
Don't you have to
Parking
pay
lot.
for a booth? Or yeah, do you want to do it in a truck in January on like a tailgate or what?
I was thinking at like the California sandwiches across the street, but
Oh, like a meetup, like
yeah,
hey,
like
we're gonna be here. Come
yeah.
come have a meal with us.
American people are so much better organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I guess if
yeah.
they're fighting off chains, pulling their patios around every day, they've got to be organized. They've got to be on the fucking ball. I'm just saying, we should do that, man. We should have like influence. We should message LO and say, hey, we want to have influencer live with the Not Our Finest Hour podcast.
We want to copy and paste exactly what these people are doing. Set that up for us
You know
and like
what's
leave it
even
in
more
their
fucked
hand.
up? A bunch of people from Dominican Republic who've never seen that video are going to listen to this podcast and go look it up, and the stupid video is going to get even more views.
Yeah. Plus anyone else that did not already watch that who's listening to this worldwide. They're
Who's
gonna
in
have a
Australia?
worldwide audience now, right?
I know. Fucking generating more views for these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know, I think we should have like an influencer. Well, what's an influencer? Chad.
Not
Chad's an
really.
influencer.
I
Yeah.
am no.
I
I've
saw you
never.
trying to influence the city today to stop cleaning up streets where you don't like this houses.
Fuck. Yeah, that's. I have this thing where I get really judgmental whenever it's a poor community that we're working in, when their tax money absolutely could not facilitate the work being done on the street. Um, so like they get brand new sidewalks and brand new curbs and brand new driveways and all this shit, and you can tell they haven't paid taxes in fucking years with the state of those homes.
They're probably all rental properties and they're dirty landlords.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible too. But either way,
Either
anyway,
way,
it
fuck
it's been a
neighborhoods
day.
where
Yeah,
rundown houses are.
yeah. And I'm more bitter because we did the job wrong, and we're not really making that much money, and we're an hour out of town. So, and then the engineer comes along and says, "Oh, well, this is supposed to be done and this is supposed to be done before I can do my sod." And obviously it's not done. And the GC said the landscaper would take care of removing this wooden fence retaining wall thing that's been built. And there's no way in hell that I'm doing it because it's not part of my PO. So
Why
we
would
have
you
to,
remove it?
I don't know. Why I don't know why they would ever think we would remove it. But anyway, we can't finish our sod because it's still there. And now we have to go back in a week to put down maybe 20 rolls of sod. So it's going to take me half a day with two guys to send them up an hour to do this little bit of sod. We'll lose more money. And that's my Monday.
Let's have a moment of silence.
A moment of silence for all the gas money lost on this job.
Ouch.
The gas. Well, diesel went up to 240 a liter, so that's
Holy shit! Yeah,
great.
I
Yeah.
bought six
Wow.
tanks or six little cans of Def today when I thought of you. Like Mike could have hooked me up here. There's no reason I have to buy six cans of Def.
I'm getting worried.
Are you?
Wow, the Def cube, the cube of Def, is only like an
Cube
eighth
of
down.
Death.
The cube of Def.
That's great.
Def. Cube of Def. It's like a Borg cube, like from Star Trek. Sorry, you guys don't watch Star Trek.
No.
I friggin' love Star Trek.
Star Wars fan.
It's all right. It's not Star Trek. The cube is only down like an eighth of the cube. It's one of those caged cubes,
Yeah,
and you
like
know how they're divided
a
by
water
the
toad.
cage around them. There's only one chunk of cube empty,
Fun.
and I'm like, it's getting cold.
So
Like,
here's
and
the
that-
thing, though. If it freezes, is it ruined, or can it thaw and
It's-
be fine again?
Gonna blow up the pump. There's rumor. I've heard that if it freezes, you can't use it anymore. But then we had like some freeze in our sea can, and I wasn't paying attention, and we put it in the truck, and the truck seems fine so far.
So it's not ruined.
Anyone want to
It's
buy a
just-
2022 International HX 620 with the Cummins X15, Allison 6-speed?
As long as it's not a max force.
Oh God. Well, you don't put DEF fluid in them at least. Oh, they have a lot
Did
of
you?
other. No, you don't. No,
You never did. No, so they never had a def in
no.
max
That was
force.
that. So you know how
Was it?
like in the early '80s there was VHS tapes and Sony had beta tapes.
Yep,
Are you guys too young for that?
I can recall this.
Okay, so the whole world went VHS, and Sony was like, "Yeah, fuck you, we're going beta." And then that wasn't sustainable, and it was a total mistake. And then eventually Sony went to VHS. So
Yeah,
the whole world went to DEF fluid and DEF fluid technology, and International was like, "Fuck that shit. We're going to build Max Force, and we're going to capture the carbon in the oil through some way. But if you don't change the oil's full of fucking carbon, and the motor blows up." Because long haul truckers are obviously the people who do the most maintenance in the world. Like, as long as you maintain the motor, like we do a lot of maintenance, it's fine. Well, so far, knock on wood, it's fine. I don't know. I think the first 3 weeks we had it, it blew up, and we spent 12 grand on it to get it
oh,
running. Yeah, that's trucking, man. If you're not
that's
prepared,
trucking. Yeah, you're right.
that's
That is
trucking,
trucking.
baby. That is like
Yeah,
that is the heart of. So we put 4 grand worth of tires on the one bin truck, and there was like $15,000 worth of turbo actuator DPF shit. And then I'm looking at the yellow sticker today. I'm like, oh, this thing needs to be certified by the end of the month. I'm like, oh, fucking great. Bare
great.
minimum, that's $2,500.
Yeah,
Sick.
there's no $500 problems on a fucking triaxle truck.
No,
There's
not that I've encountered, anyways.
no.
It's
Even changing the lugs was not a $500 problem. Like one lug wouldn't have been a $500 problem.
yes.
Just
Did you get your truck with the rims on it?
yeah, I did, and I'm very happy I spent the money. I
Yeah.
I just like looking at it. I just like having these things and looking at them. The bin truck's been out 3 times this year. 2 of them have been to the dump. I just like looking at it.
Yeah, but I think that everyone should have something in their business that they
Yeah,
just like. Or
yeah,
what's the point?
Right.
yeah. That's absolutely true.
Like, you know, what's the point of owning the business if you can't have something that you like, whether it's practical or, I mean, you could make an argument that it's not great for the spreadsheet,
That's fine.
but if you don't have something that you like about your business, I don't think you're going to be in business very long.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's a good way of looking at it.
I don't
But
know.
then, yeah, yeah, it evolves, right? Like at first, I was happy to have a fucking dump trailer. I remember when we brought the dump trailer home, I would just look at the dump trailer. And now, if anybody brought a dump trailer to me, I get that fucking piece of garbage out of my yard. I can't stand a dump trailer these days.
We have two. I like them.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we so one of our clients called me and said, "Hey, this is true story." I don't know if I can make this. One
You
of our
often
clients,
make up stories for the podcast.
constantly, I constantly make stuff up because I don't have a very interesting existence. Um, our client called me. One of our clients, the fleet and asset manager, called me and said, "Hey, do you want to buy our sweeper for the Bobcat?" And I said, "I don't know. I guess I don't have a lot of use for a sweeper, but I'm always interested in things."
Yeah,
And he says, "Well, our guys keep breaking it, and I don't think that they're responsible enough that we can own a sweeper. I'll just rent them from Cooper, and then when they're busted, Cooper can take them away and fix them. Because having our own sweeper, it's just broken too frequently. So I thought your guys are, pretty responsible, so you might be able to own and maintain a sweeper." I said, "Okay, well, like, how much is a sweeper?" And he was like, "I don't know, like 5 or 6 grand." I was like, "Okay, I'll give you $1,000 for it."
ooh,
He's like, "Well, it's worth 5 or 6 grand." And I said, "Bro, you just told me that it's fucked. Your guys break it constantly."
Uh,
I don't think the sweeper's coming to me in top condition,
you're right.
and I
Yeah,
have no
yeah,
fucking use for it that I know of currently, other than so they came back to me and said, we'll sell you the sweeper for $1,500.
Right on.
And I said, okay. So we brought this today. The guys brought the sweeper back to the yard and in the dump trailer, the small one, and it's so big. Like I thought it was a standard like sweeper, like 6 foot wide sweeper that goes on like a T595. It's as wide as the bucket or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
This sweeper was as big as the dump trailer that's 10 feet fucking long.
Holy shit.
It is the biggest sweeper I've ever seen.
Wow.
Right on.
I don't, well, and it's also smashed to shit.
Oh.
And there was some other broom part of it that was like completely detached. It's like a little, you know, the Zambonis have that broom that spins along the boards. This sweeper had it still has it with it, but not attached to it. And so the metal fabricator that's in our yard, I'm like, he was standing, Paul, come over. Think you can fix this? He's like, oh yeah, that'll take a while. Like, and this is why we paid $1,500 for this.
Nice.
Because Paul's not cheap. So I'm sending an email out once Paul gets the sweeper working, or he fixes it, and then the mechanic comes and figures. And I think we need to replace the bristles, and the sweeper needs some love. As soon as the sweeper is fully activated, I'm going to send an email to our client going, just letting everyone know Paver King is now renting a sweeper. It's $1,000 a day. 3-day minimum. And we'll recoup all our money from I don't know. How much does it cost to rent a sweeper? I don't know. Probably $300 or $400 a day. $300.
Yeah, I don't know. We borrow one.
You borrow a sweeper?
Yeah, my partner has a sweeper. I accidentally did a sweeping job for very little money at 5 o'clock in the morning one time. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Did I tell you guys? No.
I feel like the whole theme of this episode is Chad makes no money.
Today absolutely feels like it's a Monday. It absolutely feels like I made no money. I took a job sweeping a Walmart parking lot one morning because, you know, after the winter, they leave all the snow in a pile there and it melts and turns to shit and all that, right? So it was 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. And if you're not aware, at that time in the morning, people park their campers at Walmart and they sleep, usually right apparently over top of the material that needs to be swept. So I'm out there at 5 o'clock in the morning, hammering on the horn, trying to get these people up to move their move their campers because I'm there to sweep, and there's no other time that I'm not going to come back tomorrow and try again because there were people sleeping in their campers, right? So we got a couple upset people, but I was just told to point at the sign and say you're not allowed to park here. So anyway, we didn't make any money, and
was it a Monday?
I think it was a Wednesday. Yeah, I think it was a Wednesday. Regardless, what does that change? Anything? The day of the week?
You said it's Monday and you didn't make any money today. I'm wondering.
Oh, I didn't make any money. Yeah,
reoccurring theme.
If Mondays you don't make money.
Yeah. It's no money Monday. That's
no money Monday.
No money Monday.
I don't know if we made any money. I think we did. Well, so here's a good one. A skid we ordered material. It all got delivered to the site. There's a skid there with some really weird wall block on it that no one knows what it is. And so like Kelly's project manager, and she sends this to me and goes, "Did you order this for this job?" And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. And that's pretty rare that I don't know what kind of material that is or what it's for. So she emails the supplier, and the person we deal with was off for a couple days. So she was back today, and she emails and says, "Yeah, that skid was accidentally dropped there by our driver. It doesn't belong to you." I was like, "Oh, okay, great." And then she says, "Do you think you could bring it back to us?" Fuck yeah.
I would love to.
I would love to load this. I would love to float my full-size skid steer to this job where I don't need it, and then load up this skid of material that you people dropped on my job that doesn't belong to me into my truck and drive it back to your facility. Yeah, sure. Sign me up. Can I do that for all day? Do you have more of this kind of work for me? Do you have this work every week day? Like, is this something we could turn into like a business where I just evaporate money, floating machines around, loading bundles that you accidentally dropped in the wrong place? Like, sure, yeah, sign me up. Absolutely, we'll do that.
I think the right answer is B. Yes, for a 20% handling fee.
20% for stock. I'm gonna go do that now. I'm gonna send them a bill for 20% of whatever the value of the weird blocks that no one even knows what they are. Yeah, I'm doing that.
I had a similar no money Monday experience happen. We had one of our commercial GCs today texted me to tell me that the client is changing from their interlock patio to, it's at a retirement home or something, to a concrete patio, and if I could return the material that was ordered 6 months ago. So they want credit for 12 pallets of blue, 60 shale gray, and they want to go with concrete. So they're going to take all that money off my revenue.
Did you already buy this pavers?
Oh yeah, it's paid
Oh,
for.
sick.
Yeah. Great.
What's
So
your next residential job? What
not
kind of
till
material are
this-
you using?
Well,
Blue 60.
blue 60. Shale gray now.
Yeah.
No.
Next client that Chad meets, you need Techo block.
You
Blue 60.
need this. No.
And your
Yeah.
patio needs to be about 1,300 square feet,
Yeah.
leaving a 10% for cut and waste, and
Yeah.
no border. It's
No
all just
border.
straight shale gray.
Square, no cuts.
No,
Monochromatic is in.
it isn't.
It's in. But no,
So
we're
are
gonna
you
try and
gonna
get the
return
money
it?
back. I don't know yet. There's once they see the restocking fee on this, we'll see if they decide to switch to concrete or continue on with their booked project.
Why do they want to switch to concrete?
I don't know. Maybe it's
There's
more
only
cost
two
effective.
types of
Yeah.
only two types of concrete. Do you know the two types?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think everybody knows the type.
I don't know. I didn't know who that guy was, so I might be a bit lost. I thought there was pattern concrete and broom finish.
Oh, yeah. Stamped or broom.
Stamped or broomed. Those are the two
Polished?
types.
There's polished.
Ooh, polished. Yeah.
Exposed aggregate.
Exposed aggregate. Yeah.
Exposed egg. Nice.
That's
Is it-
expensive.
It is expensive. It's a process to make that shit.
Yeah, apparently someone told me they had to shut down the plant to make exposed aggregate concrete. Is that a thing?
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's
They have to-
shit tons of it at the spa.
Oh
Oh,
yeah?
yeah.
They got to power, like they do it, and then they bring all the stuff to the surface, and then they leave it for overnight, and then they power wash it off to expose the aggregate.
Really?
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
So
My very first project, when I started my business, I was doing a backyard patio. And at the end of it, the client complained that I chipped off one of the exposed aggregates of his driveway, which he had just done. So that was my experience with.
did you PL it back? Like
No, I said I wasn't even near that area. It was in his like front walkway area, and we were working along the left side of the house going into the backyard. So like we were never even close to that area. He was just trying to take me for a ride.
of course. Those
was your
residential
fir-
clients will get you.
Yeah.
That was your first project?
First project as a business owner, as opposed to doing it on the side.
So he recognized that and he was trying to juice you.
Oh yeah, I could definitely tell that. Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to juice this guy.
Yeah, and he was a carpenter by trade, so he's like, yeah, he knew how to get the most out of a project that he could.
And he picked the right person.
I know he did.
I think that like a lot of people who hire new contractors are those kind of people that just want to get like the maximum out of.
I wouldn't say that was my experience starting out. I would say like he was probably the one. I see my experience more so as people really recognizing that they want to kind of like help you out in a sense.
Yeah, I got
Be
a lot of
like,
that.
yeah, I would
Or
say that
they
was
feel
my
like they're
experience.
they're being a good Samaritan or something, or like they're
Yeah,
doing a good deed by hiring you to
yeah,
start. Um,
yeah.
we got that a lot whenever we were fresh. Whatever. Stepping stone
Yeah.
gets you to where you are now. But um, we did we pulled a bunch of exposed aggregate slab from uh, Parliament in Ottawa. My old boss had thousands and thousands of these 4x4, like 4 foot by 4 foot exposed aggregate slabs just sitting at the yard for probably 20 or 30 years. It was he's still got some actually. It's wild. They're just they're
How do
great.
you pick them up if they're 4x4?
Yeah.
The way these guys did, they had a set of clams, so the clams to us were um just these. One second, I gotta let my goddamn dog out. Just these two pieces of angle iron go on.
Where do you want me to go?
No, sorry, talking
I'm
to the
just
dog.
joking, just bucking.
uh, these two pieces of angle iron attached to a strap that went over the back of the backhoe, and you would just slide them under the stone, and that would lift them up. Um, Before there was any sort of safety regulations, this was completely acceptable to use. Um, but they would take them with the back end of the backhoe, put them on the float them an hour home, and they would sit there for years and years and years.
Why? Why were they taking them out?
I, I don't know. They were, I think, I'm not sure, but that might have been the same job where they replaced them with all marble, 2x2 marble slabs, and then took those out because they were too slippery for people to walk on. Um, it was
And
just a
then
money.
put the aggregate back in.
Yeah.
No, well, I don't know what they put back in, but
You said this was at Parliament?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'll have to ask about the story. I'll get the truth on the story and report
Did
back.
you work on this
I
project, or
didn't.
you?
No, that was before me. I was there to. I've moved the slabs multiple times around the yard, but never from their original home on Parliament.
So was he saving them because he thought they had an intrinsic value, or that they might buy them back off him?
I doubt he ever wanted to sell them back, but no, he made his house driveway out of those, thousands of them. He actually just sold some last week. Yeah, some guy wanted to use them underneath his sawmill. So I don't know. Years and
How
years later,
thick are
they're still
they?
they are minimum 4 inches thick, I think.
Wow,
And some of them have like a steel rope underneath them. I don't know what that's for, but yeah,
there's obviously a lot of them.
yeah, there's tons and tons of them. It was quite the thing to see.
We did it when I was like in a bad way. And the first job that, like, when I shut down my first business and I went back to work as a laborer at the business that I used to run before I left. I was like the lowest person on the pole, laborer. And the first job that they sent me to was crawling around on my hands and knees, cleaning mini Holland, which I don't know if you guys know what mini Holland is, but it's like 2x8. So there's like thousands of these things.
Oh yeah.
They're not 4x8s, they're 2x8s.
Ugh.
So there's like twice as many of them. And we had to clean them. And then the town of Whitby was saving them for at a later date because they matched a lot of the downtown pavers in case they needed them. So, like when I went back to that job, I was not in a good place mentally for a variety of reasons. I struggle now to be in a good place mentally. So then I was like in a really bad place mentally. And we're stacking these things on, and for like a week, we're stacking them on skids, and we're loading the skids on trucks, and we're taking them away. And the guys who were working there, who had worked when I was in charge of the place like years before, were watching me do this. And there came a day when I was scraping these bricks, and I got up and I looked at everyone that was there, and I was like, fuck this, scoop this shit up with the Bobcat and dump it into the fucking goddamn truck and get it out of here. Take it to Hardco and dump it in the fucking concrete pile. And this one kid that was new said, I don't think the guy who owned the company was Dean. I don't think that's what Dean wants us to do. And I said, how old are you? I said, I'm 19. I said, well, 20, I've been working with Dean for 20 years. I know what the fuck he wants and what the fuck he wants us to do. Load the shit in the goddamn truck with the skid steer and get it the fuck out of my sight. Just scoop it up and dump it. And two of the guys who had worked with me for a long time were like, fuck, it's good to see you back, man. Like, we've been waiting like 5 days for this to happen. We're so good at to see you back.
Get it out of here.
The guy from the town's like, I thought we were saving that. I'm like, you have enough.
Yeah.
We're not saving anymore.
You got 5 days
This
worth.
stuff is fucking shit. You have 40 bundles of it at your yard. Shut up. We need to move the job forward.
Were they paying you to save it though? Like, was that in
Oh,
the
probably.
tender to
They
save it?
paid us to
Yeah.
truck it away after that. Like,
But why would they pay the big money guys to do it? Don't they have like low end? Or were you that
Are you
low end
talking about
coming
me?
back? Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't. I
You
was.
weren't-
Yeah. Well, part of my requirement, I guess, on both sides, was I was like, listen, man, like I need to have a job because, like, my life is really fucked up, and if I don't have any money, like I had, like, it had not snowed very much that winter, and a lot of our stuff was by the push. So coming into the spring, we owed like, I don't know, 40, 50 grand. And I had agreed to come back to work with this at this guy's. We made a deal because I was like, okay, if I'm shutting the company, I was worried I was going to spend too much time running this company, and I didn't know how the relationship with my daughter's mother was going to work out, and so I didn't want it being used against me. You're gone all the time. You work 200 hours a week, like whatever. I was just like, I need a normal job. So I had taken, I used to set up the schedule so that we had because you get a lot of jobs, maybe not right now, but back in the day, this is like 2006 and 2007 when it sucked a lot. I would set up all these, and maybe we're going to be back here next year. I would set up all these jobs that were singles. I'd be like, okay, that's a single, that's a single, that's a single, that's a double, that's a single. Because you do like 3 jobs a week because they're all like, 100 square foot front walkways. And then once a month, if I got a really lucrative, good job, I would try to split them up between the months in the schedule so that at least once a month I could hit a home run. And if the rest of my month was fucked up, I at least had that job to pay my overhead, pay my bills, and get me out of any trouble I had managed to get myself into for the previous weeks. So what I did, I was like, man, I'm like, I don't know, it was either 40 or 50K in the hole. And I told this guy I would start for him June 1st. So I'm like, all right, I have no time to pay back this. And back, like, I mean, I think $40,000 or $50,000 is still a lot of money now, but back then this was like an epic amount of money.
Right.
So by the May 24 weekend, I had paid it all back because I took all of my home run jobs that I had lined up because I was booked till September, I think. I had all of my home run jobs and I did them all before and then I paid off all our collective debts between me and my partner. We were free and clear. We both walked with some money and we went our separate ways. But yeah. So when I went back to the other job, I basically was like, listen, bro, I don't want to be in charge of anything or anyone.
Yeah.
I am a total disaster. I'm sleeping in the parking lot at Tim Hortons at Dixon and the 401. Like I have I have no house. I don't live anywhere. Like I'm fucked. Like and so I don't want to be in charge of anyone. And he was like, okay, well, I can pay you this much to just be general labor. But I mean, he knew. I mean,
Yeah.
I worked with him from 1987. Like I'd already known him for
Yeah.
20 years at that point. He knew that I would find my way, I guess, and help. And I'm always thankful that he helped me. As much as we don't get along now and can't stand each other, I am thankful that he helped me but I mean, I helped him too. Like
Yeah.
I helped him build his, not the first year, the second year we did $600,000 worth of residential landscaping that was the division I created at that company. And the second
Wow.
year we did $1.2 million worth of residential landscaping. So, I
That's
mean,
big. Yeah.
I did help him too. Like in the end, he helped me, but there was it was a mutually beneficial relationship in the end. But um, anyways, it was a bad. I was the lowest of the low. Like,
I've
I
been
met,
there. I've been.
oh, I had like started
I.
smoking again, and and I used to smoke like 3 packs a day, and then I quit. And then I was like, I live at Tim Hortons. There's not even fucking Wi-Fi right now. Like, so I might as well start smoking because I like really, what's gonna happen to me? Like, I can't even get Wi-Fi in my truck. Like, there's no free Wi-Fi. Like this bullshit. So I had started smoking, and they had asked me to take one of the dump trucks somewhere and do a named task. The kind of thing I used to assign people to do. Like, you go do this, and I was like, okay, bro, that's like 19. Sure, man. You worked here last year, so you're my boss now. Great. And when I came back, the guy was like, you were smoking in the truck. And I was like, yeah. What the fuck do you care? He's like, well, there's no smoking in these vehicles. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to write you up, maybe suspend you. I was like, go for it, bro. Go for it. Like
Just down
that
on your
same
luck.
that same job, they sent me to excavate behind this this bank, and they gave me the locates. I mean, we might have talked about this. They gave me these locates, and there was two gas main conflicts, so I had a vacuum truck there. But I was like excavating, and I dug up I like tons of fiber optic cable and electrical lines, because the locate guy stopped 10 feet from the hydro pole and was like, "Yeah, that's clear. Who cares?" But that's where all the shit was.
Ah.
So I dug up so much shit. There was like 500 white hats there, and that was like a really bad day for me. To like really low end part of my life, and there's a famous picture of me sleeping in the parking lot with my head on one of those like octacular curbs, and I'm dead asleep, and there's 6 like energy drink cans lying around me. Because that's where I was with my life. And one of the guys took a picture of me and was like, "He's fucked." And there's like white hats everywhere. They're all freaking out about me digging out, and I'm like, "Hey, this is the locates, bro. Like, no matter how fucked up I am, I know how to read the locates. It's not my fault. You can suck it." But it wiped out like half of Whitby,
Shit.
electrical and fiber optics. Like literally half the town was wiped out. But I know what the guy just didn't locate it right, and then they're liable for that, which must suck if you're the locator, because how those guys make any money, because
Right.
it's all subcontracted work.
Yeah.
If you screw that up once, like that guy did, how long does I don't know how much it pays to spray the ground as the locator, but I can't imagine how long it takes to make back the fact that I literally dug through the main fiber optic line that feeds Whitby because you didn't spray it out. Like,
They must have good insurance.
oh yeah, it must be a heavily insured business. Like,
Yeah.
they're taking a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah.
I don't think those people get paid that much either.
Well, I think they just get like university students and stuff, right? Like when they get really busy. I don't think Like I had a buddy in university that did that.
How many things did he blow up?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I should ask
What
him.
did you take at university?
I took history
That's
and
how you
barely,
ended up
barely
working at the
squeaked
landscape
by.
supply yard,
Yeah, exactly. That's where I ended up.
arts degree.
Yeah.
What kind of history did you take?
Everybody asks that, but it's just general history. Like I just took history.
My brother is one of the most foremost experts on Canadian history in Canada.
Really?
I wouldn't make that up. How could I? He teaches at U of T and stuff. He's a PhD in Canadian
Wow.
history.
I love
That's,
history. History is
And
like
you're
my only thing
sleeping
that I
on
like studying.
curbs.
But
I never said that I'm. My two brothers are far superior to me. I am the
Yeah,
oldest though, so
but your
Ah,
brothers aren't a king like you are,
that's right.
well,
right?
self proclaimed.
If you
So,
say it enough times.
That's truth. So you just took general history, like World War II.
yeah, I graduated with a general arts degree. Like I wasn't smart enough to graduate with a honors in history. So
So
like I
what?
took like any history course that I thought would be piqued my interest a little bit and like whatever was available.
So after that, you went to the landscape supply yard.
No, during university I worked at the landscape supply yard. I worked there in the summers, but then I would continue working like through university because I would schedule my classes where I only had like 2 days essentially. And then like even if I most of the time I didn't show up to classes, so that freed up a lot of time as well. And so like I
Maybe
worked the
this is why
landscape
you
yard.
graduated with the general degree.
Right, exactly. That
Like
you know,
you said, I'm not smart enough, but
correlation,
I think maybe you just
causation, or whatever.
maybe you just didn't attend enough.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
So did you go to university, Chad?
Yeah,
What did you?
I took English. I have a major in English and took a lot of philosophy, but I didn't get a minor in it. So yeah, that was okay. Four
And you
years,
started
and then
and you landscaped during the time in university.
I landscaped in the summers. I'd come home and landscape, and then I went to hair school, and then I finished that, and then the summers I'd landscape, and I gave it all up and became a landscaper full time.
You went to the hair school.
Yeah, yeah.
For a
I'm a
year?
certified barber. I think it's 8 months, 9 months, something like, and then an apprenticeship. So I took that on the side, and
Wow.
but nothing did it for me like landscape.
So were you
So
inspired to become like did you wake up one morning and you're like, you know what, the path to barbering is interesting to me.
I like the freedom, I think, and the lifestyle is very different. Like all that service industry stuff, like you're out late nights and you're partying and you're with friends and you're always drinking and all this stuff. And that's really appealing whenever you're 19, 20,
Yeah.
up to 25 or whatever. But then whenever you, or if you grow up a little bit and your priorities change, like the money changed, or I thought I could do better elsewhere. And I really loved working hard. And we made a go at landscaping and then fell in love with that full time.
I never once
But
considered a distribution center.
never once, despite
Always a
what my
fallback
old
back
boss.
plan though.
Yeah,
Depends
no,
how many no money Mondays there are
no
in your
money, money.
that you end up in a
Uh,
distribution center.
yeah, no,
So why did you take English? I just
because
find that
I
interesting.
because I can speak English, so I thought there's a leg up right there.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
how hard can it be if you can speak it fairly well? Like, and I was good at bullshitting. I think I read like 2 or 3 books the whole time I was in university. So, it was really easy to not go to class and to still do okay. And I spent a lot of time partying. I'm not gonna lie. It was a 4-year party. And at the end of it,
Nice.
it was time to get serious and do something else.
So you became a barber.
I
So you
became
can
a
party.
barber.
So
So
you
Can
can
party.
party.
continue.
So that was me getting serious before I got serious. I don't know how my business ever succeeded or how I continue to succeed.
Did you get more serious with your life when you started to start your business? Like when you decided to
Absolutely.
start
Oh
it?
yeah.
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 Was,
Before
was
that
that
I
was
was,
that the turning point?
yeah, I think so. Before that I was like riding motorcycles and partying, and I actually lived at the yard that I own now. And I think we went over this maybe. It was a junkyard, well,
Oh
compared to what
yeah.
it is now. And I would take women back there with me at the end of the night and stuff like that. Like I don't know how these women were okay with this. Like it was a rough looking place, like it it was a really rough
Did you keep
place.
it clean inside, or it was
Ins
rough
ins
inside and out?
absolutely no, inside was presentable. But I mean, if you made it through that front door, they were probably relieved to see the inside looking better than the outside. But no, it's I got serious about my life whenever the business started, and it's been great ever since. Progressively more so each year. It's gotten better and better.
Mike, you have a marketing degree, don't you?
So in high school, they said you have to go to college, and I was like, I don't think that I'm suited for that. Like, I was graduating at like the bottom of my class, barely. I, I I took grade 9 art in grade 13. Like they still had grade 13 when I went to high school, right? And they probably didn't have that when either of you went to high school. Um, so I took like grade 9 art in grade 13 because I needed credits to graduate. Like, and they said you got to pick some courses, and this is you got to pick some courses for college and apply at the guidance thing because there was like you have to go to the guidance office, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to go to college. And they're like, Mike, you got to do the right shit with your life. You got to go to college. And my parents were very much, you got to set the right example for. I have younger brothers who are twins. You got to set your example for the twins. And I'm like, I don't think they should do anything that I do, and they don't, either of them, and that's why they're very successful people, both of them. They've never followed any path that I've laid out for them. Uh, and so they said, you have to apply. And I said, okay. So I opened up the book and I went advertising, aviation, and then there was some other airplane thing. Sent the application away because it was the first three things in the book. Didn't even look at the book.
The A's.
It was like aviation, advertising, and something else. They were all started with A, and I applied to all three. And then, of course, the two where you had to have actually take like maybe it was aviation, and then it was some kind of like aviation
Astrology.
aviation engineering or something. The only one I got accepted at Durham College, which is a premier college back in the day, I would say, like at least top 233 in the country, and they accepted me for advertising. And my parents were like, "You need to go," and I was like, "Okay." So I landscaped the whole time, held down the fort at the garden center, stacked the cords of wood, delivered the wood, sold the Christmas trees, put my went to school, graduated, uh, graduated with an advertising degree.